Hello. Welcome back to the Watchmen Radio Hour.
We got Riley and Drake here on...
And you are listening to 91.7 The Edge Whitewater, WSUW.
So, Drake, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you doing, Riley?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's good. I'm so
Drake
glad to hear
and I
that.
put our eyes upon something this weekend.
We did lay our eyes on something.
We laid our eyes.
What did we lay
used
our
all
eyes
our
on?
senses.
What did we lay upon?
It was Joker. Now, wow. That was great, wasn't it?
Yes.
You know,
It was very good.
I've had some time to reflect on it without any spoilers. I feel like the third what am I saying? The third...
Don't know what you're talking about.
I know, I'm thinking of third act. Thank you, jeez.
Yeah, you're
welcome.
welcome.
The third act was, I think, the best part of it. I felt like it felt like a lot of check marks. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Like in terms of like how someone could descend into this. Like I still love the movie, but I'm saying like I felt like the third act was the best overall. You know what I mean? Would you agree with that? You like the third act? You don't like the third act the best?
No.
Why?
I kind of like the beginning the best. Just
Okay.
like
Without
I won't spoil anything,
yeah.
obviously, but just kind of the showing you his life and showing you what kind of brings him to the point of being the Joker. I found that very interesting, and it paints a very realistic portrayal of just mental illness and kind of what it might be like for some people out there.
Yeah.
And obviously, while saying that, I don't sympathize with his actions, obviously.
Yeah.
But
You pity him, obviously.
yeah, and I mean, especially in the beginning, you feel bad for him, and you're meant to feel bad for him, and it's effective.
Yeah, but one thing you kind of think about is how, like in everyday life, how you can affect somebody like that without really knowing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How like even like whatever little actions you might be making could affect somebody. I mean, I'm not saying you need to be perfect to anybody and everybody, but it kind of like shows you how, yeah, I don't know, just how interactions of everybody, good or bad, affect everybody else.
So, obviously, you really liked it, but what would you score it?
Ooh, right now, I'm still gonna have it sitting at a solid 9 out of 10. Very good. Surprised. I purposely avoided reviews because I know people were probably blowing it too much out of proportion, which it probably is, to be honest with you, Drake. It's still great, obviously. It's a great movie, but you know what I mean? How it has like that solid 9.4 or something on IMDb.
I don't know if it does anymore. I'll look right now.
No, I think it does. I'm pretty sure. At least a 9.2, if anything. But
It has a 9.
Oh, okay. Well, it's gone down by at least 4 within the past couple of days, 0.4. And then you see that Metascore. I think it's sitting at like a 58 or 54.
It's still at 58.
Yeah, I don't know. I try to look at it critically because I actually ended up seeing it twice, and I think you did too.
So did I.
Because you and I saw it, and then we ended up seeing separately, like randomly with like a friend or a parent or something like that.
I think the reason why, and I've been seeing a lot of talk about it, like especially on Twitter, because I'm fairly active on Twitter, and like the news and the media don't like it because they think it's going to inspire a killing of some sort. But
if you think about it, you know, like the movie, like for example, John Wick is in the end way more gruesome than this movie is. It's just the way
the portrayal of violence and who's doing it.
Yeah, it's much more gritty in the way in which somebody might be killed, and I think the way a character does what they do. You know what I mean? Like it's fleshed out much more into a deeper intensity than something else.
And the thing, like this movie's being shown across the world.
Yeah.
And I've seen a tweet saying, "Oh well, I don't see any other countries talking about, well, watch out for like a Joker mass shooting or be careful, blah, blah, blah. It's a problem that we have in this country."
Yeah, it's the only, I remember
I'm not going to get political because it's a...
Well, I can a little bit, a little bit about this. You know how people blame these types of movies?
Yeah, or blame video games. It's the same sort of thing.
I remember, so there was somebody I was talking to about this It was a family member, and I feel bad about bringing it up to them, which was unfortunate. Anyways, but we were talking about they were blaming movies and video games for all the violence in like America and stuff. I'm like, well, hold on a second. You know, like Korea, South Korea, Japan, and even like large parts of Europe have a much larger like video game community, and movies are still huge there too than in the U.S.
Yeah, it's a problem that we have in the country.
We're the only ones that give our people the means to arm themselves. Okay, besides that, let's go back to Joker.
Anyways.
The Joker.
So that's why.
That's part of it. But
it is why. I mean, when you look at the reviews.
No, Drake, some of the other stuff I saw was like they were talking about how people didn't like that it borrowed too much plot lines of other movies. They didn't like that it felt like a shallow version. People said it felt like a shallow version of Scorsese movies. Because in a way, it's sort of a combo, partially, of Taxi Driver and Killing Joke.
I haven't seen that.
Really? That's what that's mostly what I saw.
I've seen mostly people are like, oh, well, we don't.
People didn't like didn't like that it was, felt like it was like a blatant ripoff. I mean, it has elements of those, definitely, but it's definitely its own thing. And there's nothing wrong with also paying an homage, but I understand what you're saying, and like people being upset about something being a recreation of.
Some of these reviews, I
don't understand some of them.
I don't understand what
some of them. I can sort of understand where some are coming from, but I don't
understand a lot of these. Like
what? What's one? Give me one.
Time Magazine gave it a 20 out of 100.
What?
And they said Phoenix is acting so hard, you can feel the desperation throbbing through his veins. And then they say,
what is that? How do you?
But the aggressive terribleness of his performance isn't completely his fault.
Okay. I think what part of the problem is too, Drake. Remember how I told you this? How you and I were talking about how we felt like there wasn't a whole lot of strong supporting characters, which I don't always feel like you need. But I feel like what happened is that some people kind of got drowned out with how much Joaquin Phoenix is in the movie. Which is he's a main character, but in a movie in most movies, and you have a supporting character or a main character, you have the supporting characters that are much more prominent. But if you think about it, he's on screen for about 99.9% of the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
Almost
with that,
every
though.
frame. I know, but I think people are bothered by that. It's almost like they've been. It's like we've seen too much development, which doesn't make much sense. So that's what it almost seems like. People are like getting mad. There's almost too much development of a character.
I don't know. I think some reviewers are just reviewing it poorly because that's kind of what they think the media wants.
It's part of it.
Because when you read some of these reviews, that's kind of all the feel that I'm getting. But because I from a critical standpoint, I don't really understand what these reviewers are saying.
Yeah. Well, here's
I'm not a professional film critic, but I just don't get it.
One thing about the movie was the hold on a second. I lost my train of thought. So I said that oh boy. Keep talking.
Need some help?
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to think.
So yeah, I think that Joaquin should be up for the Oscar. And anything that I've seen so far, I don't see. Like, from movies I've seen so far, I don't know who would be beating him at this point. I mean, I know
What do you mean beating him?
For best actor.
I mean performance-wise.
Yeah. Like, I don't.
No, well,
from what I've seen so far,
there's been nothing this year. This year's been pitiful. And
I know I haven't
disgusting.
seen every single movie, but I have no idea as of right now who would be beating him for the award. I have no idea. My two issues, or one issue I could see how people would be annoyed with is that it feels a little too much like a Scorsese movie. Not that this is Scorsese, but that it's the plot of two different Scorsese movies combined in a way. I can understand if somebody's mad about it, but here's the thing I was talking about. I was thinking of, but I couldn't. I don't know. Here's the thing I couldn't think of. Sorry, was the that the movie. There are some moments in it that are a little too predictable, and I feel like they would have executed them differently. I think you'll know what I'm talking about, Drake. I'm listening.
I know, but I don't want to say it.
Are you talking about the end?
No, in the middle when we're sort of whatever. I
have no idea.
I'll tell you this later. There's a specific piece of it that I felt like could have been executed differently, and to make it feel more like it was real. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Whatever.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Whatever. I think didn't Joker like surpass like any October
Pretty
movie?
sure it set a record for them. I read something that set a record for Thursday night opening with like 13 million or something just in the first night.
I think it beat. Was it not? No, it wasn't Deadpool. Was it? What am I thinking of? There was another movie. I'm gonna go to the movie. I'm gonna go to the page here. Let's take a look how much it made. If they actually give it here. All right, let's take a look here. Okay, so in the U.S., it's made about 40 million thus far, and worldwide right now it's sitting at nearly 100 million from this weekend, which is pretty solid, which is very solid.
That's really good.
But, and its budget was only approximately, it looks like to be about 55 million. I mean, I was expecting, that's obviously still a lot of money, but I'm saying, like, in terms of other movies that are of comic book origins, I'm glad that they didn't need or decide to go all out for a movie about a psychotic character. You know what I mean?
They didn't need to. I thought it was perfect.
But I'm saying I'm glad it wasn't anything to do with Jared Leto's Joker. I'm glad it had nothing to do with Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad. I'm just glad that it was none of those things. You know what I mean? Because I remember when I first heard this movie's announced, I honestly laughed because I'm like, oh God, now they're trying anything and everything they can to spit something out. And when I heard, they're doing a Joker movie, like I said, nothing was funnier because of how awful DC has executed their movies. I don't even know how many have you seen. How many of their stuff have you even seen? Like, in terms, because I know you don't like those movies, and it's definitely warranted not to like them because they're awful. Like,
let me see. I'm looking it up.
So, remember Man of Steel? Did you see that one? The first one with Henry Cavill?
No.
What about Batman v Superman?
No.
What about...
I have it pulled up. Here we go.
All right, which ones?
Joker, obviously.
You've seen, yeah.
Started Shazam with my dad. Didn't watch much of it.
I didn't like it.
Suicide Squad, I've seen.
It's awful.
Obviously, the Dark Knight movies.
Well, I won't include those in this.
They're included.
I'm just saying, like, this isn't in the DC...
What, you don't want to include them because they're good?
No, Drake. I'm talking about DC's...
Come on.
What? What are you saying? Of course I love... Can you stop? You're not.
You don't want to include them because you like Marvel better, so you want to.
What are you talking
them away
about?
From DC.
That's not what I'm doing at all, Drake. I'm talking about DC's resurgence of movies. That's what I'm referring to.
Oh,
that's what I'm not. What? That's the dumbest thing ever. I love the Dark Knight trilogy, and
I know you do. I'm saying
I would love to put them in amongst
separate
DC.
Separate them from DC.
In a way, they are separate, and they are DC.
Come on, take it back.
Okay, I think you're drastically confused about what you're saying, and it's really bugging me. All right, so what I'm telling you is that, of course, the Dark Knight trilogy is beautiful, and you're perfect, okay? All I'm talking about was the resurgence of DC movies, and thus starting with Man of Steel. Yep. And none of them are good.
Did you want to talk about DC movies?
A little bit.
Because I don't want to, so go for it.
All right.
I'll chime in if I...
Here we go. Here's my little spiel about DC. You know... The circumstances, if anybody knows about why Zack Snyder left, partially it was his contract was up and they didn't want to bring him back again to do those movies. And I think there was like a tragedy in his family as well or something like that when they were filming Justice League. But point is that Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League, they're all completely tone deaf and are just nonsense. And I've never been more bored watching any action sequences in any movie ever than I have been in those three movies. And then Suicide Squad was just a cluster of just nonsense and obnoxiousness and annoying characters that did not meld well together. And a lot of attempted humor. I don't know if you remember during that movie, Drake, how actually there was an original trailer that was a lot darker, and then they did the reshoots, and then they released a new trailer, which was much more like a comical version where they just threw in a bunch of pop songs, like old pop songs, and just like hope people would like it, and like try to do like I call it like like the Guardians of the Galaxy effect, Drake. You just toss in a bunch of like big pop culture songs from like I don't know, from like the 80s or 90s. You know what I'm talking about? In Guardians, where it actually works.
Yes,
it works well together. But then when you have it in in that Suicide Squad movie. Literally, it was literally like 5 songs right after the other. And remember the intro to that movie?
Not really, because it's horrible. So I only saw it that one time, and then
it was so awful. I hated it immensely. And then I don't know. Point is that I'm glad. I think it'd be interesting if you have Marvel, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They have all their over large and connected movies, which I think is interesting. But also, what I think DC could do? They could start doing this. Keep these darker, more gritty stories. Like, I know the DC Universe tried to be darker before, but give it to real filmmakers. Although if I think about it now, Todd Phillips hasn't really made a whole lot being
Hangover, baby.
Hangover. Woo!
Anything else? Honestly, I can't.
I'm just saying, like, don't you want them to do more movies like this?
Yeah, but I probably won't see them unless they're Batman, because I like Batman.
Batman's
but
great.
other than that,
will you see the Batman movie?
Of course,
with Robert Pattinson.
I like Robert Pattinson a lot. So
all right, me too. He's pretty
Let's see Todd Phillips' filmography.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Joker.
Yep, that's true.
War Dogs.
I didn't care for that.
Hangover 2, 3, Due Date.
I didn't like that either.
Starsky and Hutch movie.
I didn't like that movie either.
Old School.
That's that's with Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson, right?
Yep. Road Trip.
That's a classic, and it's not a classic for me, and it's labeled as a classic for comedy. That's not a very good lineup to mention besides maybe Hangover, but that movie's incredibly simple, obviously. All right.
Enough of DC talk.
Enough of that. I agree.
Come on.
Let's move on. Come on.
So we thought, since we were talking about the Joker today, we could also just talk about some of our favorite film villains.
That's right.
In general, considering the Joker is up there. So we both made a little list on IMDb of some of our favorites.
How about you dish one out first here? Let's see what we got.
I'm going to start with one just because I think it's a movie that's overlooked and it's better than...
Is it another Korean movie?
No.
Okay.
Well, I do have one on my list.
Gosh.
But I really liked... Obviously, okay, now this isn't the best villain of all time, but it's one that in recent memory
favorites.
that I really enjoyed. I liked the main Nazi from Overlord.
Yes, that guy's in Game of Thrones, too. He plays Euron Greyjoy in Game of Thrones.
I really liked him before. Well, I didn't like him because he's obviously horrible, but I mean, that's what makes a good villain. But I liked him before he went zombie mode, and then I liked him once he went zombie mode.
Yeah, he was intimidating. He was well performed
that guy. That's a really good...
That's a pretty decent
It's a good movie.
It's not talked about
You
much
gotta
at all.
in the same similar vein of that movie is another movie that does not get enough attention, and that's Upgrade. I really like Upgrade.
Yeah, that was the one. Was that an A24? No.
Blumhouse.
That sounds right.
Okay. It was Blumhouse.
Yeah, it's Blumhouse.
It was Blumhouse Tilt, I think.
Yeah.
So not their horror sector, but their...
horror sector, yeah.
And then...
That's pretty good.
Another similar vein, another movie that I think's overlooked, Elysium. Speaking of Elysium, the Charlotte Copley, he's a good bad guy in that movie, too.
Elysium?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
he's funny too. He's weird.
Those three movies, those are my holy trinity of overlooked movies that I can think of in recent memory. Maybe we'll do an episode.
Elysium just doesn't have good reviews. I'm trying to think what it is.
It's good. You gotta rewatch it.
I know it's good.
Like, come
on. Are you telling me?
Don't get mad. I'm telling you. Yeah. Calm down.
Drake, we were the only
I know
ones
you like it. Well, I don't think it has horrible reviews.
No, it doesn't. But I'm saying, and I don't know if you remember, but you and I were like, this movie's great. We loved it. Clearly, you don't recall how much you and I enjoyed it.
I do recall. Let's see.
Great. It's great, though.
66 on Rotten Tomatoes. And...
what else? That was the last... So what Neil Blomkamp, I'm trying to think, he's only done like
6.6 and a 61.
District 9 and then that. And then he attempted to make a movie called Cheppy's Book.
Cheppy's Book.
Which is one of the worst movies. Or we can sidetrack. Here's one of my villains. All right. It's a classic, cliche choice. Don't beat me down verbally here, Drake. I'm tossing Vader.
Thanos.
Oh. No, Vader. Yeah, Thanos. Oh, the Thanos.
I thought you were going to say it.
No, Vader. I had to do Vader.
Well, yeah.
Do you know he's only on screen in the original 3 movies for about 32 minutes?
I did hear that.
And that's it. Isn't that pretty crazy?
Yeah.
A character who's so perfectly visually designed, with a great, just everything about him, his visuals, the audio that he portrays, his stance, everything. Something on screen for only 32 minutes across 3 entire movies. You're able to remember it so vividly.
So proud of them for.
Come on, you have to. That's a pretty big cinematic achievement. He's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine. That's
fine.
That's what he says.
That's my.
Here's another one I want to do. Actually, he's not even from a movie, but it's a show.
Don't even say it.
It's so cinematic.
Come on.
It's so good.
Game of Thrones.
No.
Walking Dead. Negan.
Nothing. No, of course not.
Okay,
what are you,
let me
nuts?
think. Let me try to.
You're gonna guess this? Okay. Good luck.
Give me one more guess. Cinematic show. It's not Game of Thrones.
It's very good.
Not Game of Thrones.
No, nothing to do with Game of Thrones. It's not a fantasy show.
Breaking Bad guy.
Breaking Bad guy? What do you mean?
Yeah, the main gangster, Tuco.
Tuco?
Isn't that his name?
No, that's not who was on my list. Tuco.
Who is it?
It's Kingpin, Wilson Fisk from Daredevil. Oh my God, you're the worst. How about you watch it and then you tell me what you think?
Thank you.
Okay? You watch it and then you try to prove me wrong. That first season when they introduced Daredevil and Wilson Fisk, it's a side-by-side of both characters. Like, it's so strange to want to see both the hero and the villain succeed, yet you still want to watch each of them beat each other. Like, take victory over the other. It's very strange, but it's very cool, and I love that pull. God, the show's so good. Unfortunately, it's canceled. Maybe it'll come back eventually. But
Bye. Good riddance.
no, it's all because of... You suck, dude. You should watch...
Thank you so much. All right.
You should watch it on your
One
own.
that I like... It's a movie I like more than you, but it's a classic. And it's been... it's a lot of people like this villain choice. Robert De Niro from Cape Fear.
Okay.
What's his name? Max Cady.
Not a huge fan of the movie.
I like that
movie's
movie.
a little outdated. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I still enjoyed it, though.
That was before Nick Nolte turned into...
Oh, I could barely even recognize him when I watched it.
Blender Throat. Before he turns into Blender Throat.
Well,
I'm Nick Nolte.
he doesn't even look the same.
Can you do a Nick Nolte voice? Just try.
I kind of forget what he sounds like.
Here, I'll choke you, and then you try to do it.
Let me look up a video of his voice quick, and then I'll try to do my
well, that's what it sounds like. It's sort of like there's like a weird pulse to it. Well,
Let's see.
I'm
One
Nick
sec.
Nolte. What do we got? Turn it up.
What?
All the things his fans
Let me get oxygen.
Nick Nolte.
Let me get oxygen.
That doesn't sound right. Do what I was doing. I had a lot of like pulsating.
Let me get oxygen.
No,
Batman.
make it.
Rachel.
As you're doing it.
Let me get oxygen.
That's awful.
All right, I'm having enough
Oh
of this.
my God, jeez.
All right, what's one of yours on your list?
Here's another one. Anton Chigurh.
Who?
Think about it for a second. You know what I'm talking about. Don't look it up.
I'm not looking it up.
You're pulling out your phone.
I'm not.
Put your phone
I'm
down.
not. I'm
Surrender your
IMDb,
phone.
I'm not looking it up.
Guess. Think. Stop it. Put your phone down. No, this is cheating.
Next, are you gonna say?
Come on, you can do it. Anton Chigurh. What am I talking about?
Next, you're gonna say Kaiser Soze is one of your favorites
Oh my God.
from The Usual Suspects.
You're dumb. Yeah, Kaiser Soze from the stupidest reveal in a movie ever. The most over.
I have. People love that movie. And it's not
I know
good.
for no reason. God, that happens all the time, Drake. Where you have people who freak out about a movie that has a twist. They're like, "Oh my God, it's so good!" They get excited by a twist.
What is yours from? I have no recollection of what. Say the name again.
Anton Chigurh. I know you can do this. Just think Chigurh. Think of a haircut. Think haircut.
I've seen this.
Yes,
film?
of course you have. Think haircut.
Haircut.
Think
Barbershop.
Think Brothers.
Ice Cube Barbershop.
Think Brothers.
Barbershop the movie with
No.
Ice Cube.
God.
Brothers?
By brothers, I mean the Coen brothers And I'm
Oh,
referring
No
to
Country
No
for Old
Country
Men.
for Old Men.
Why don't you take
Javier
a flip?
Bardem.
Why don't you flip this coin?
Was that your
That's
Javier
my
Bardem impression?
for that movie. Yeah,
That was awful.
What you have to lose?
that's my impression.
I can't.
You can't do
Nobody
it
can do
either.
it. Yours is worse than mine
Anyways,
was. I
yeah.
didn't even do anything.
That's a great choice.
Yeah, remember, like that's a good example though. That one scene where he's flipping the coin, just that whole sequence, it's the intensity. You know, it makes me think of some of those sequences that we see in like Tarantino movies. You know what I'm talking about? Right, Jake?
Yeah, like the opening to Inglorious Bastards.
Yeah,
That's
the opening.
Yeah, the whole first scene. Where they're in the basement?
That's not the opening.
Yes, it is.
Are you kidding me?
That's the first scene.
Drake, are you telling me right now that you think the scene in the bar in the basement?
No. When he goes and gets a glass of milk from the farmer.
Why'd you say bar?
I said basement. I didn't say bar.
There's the
Are
basement
you kidding?
is
They're
not
hiding
where the main
under the
scene is.
floorboards.
Yes, I know that, but
Yeah,
that's not
exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, he's also a great villain too.
Yeah, that's
Christoph
exactly
Waltz in
what I'm
that
talking
movie.
about.
But that's not what I'm talking. I'm saying
Please
like
stop.
when you said basement,
Please
people
stop.
will automatically
That's
think of the
your
other.
fault.
People would automatically think of the other scene that takes place in the basement before that
the
one.
opening scene in the basement. I didn't say the basement
No,
part.
it takes place in the farmhouse, and the basement's right below
Yeah.
them.
Sorry. Oh, so it's the basement.
The basement
I
plays
said
a
the
role.
opening scene in the
The
basement.
basement plays
yeah,
a role.
Sorry, you're trying to backtrack.
Oh,
my name's Ryan.
Backtrack. No, what are you talking about? The basement plays a role. Okay, that's
No,
true.
Yes, but I said the opening scene in the basement.
But it's not in the basement. It's in the
really?
farmhouse.
Because
and the basement.
girls are in the basement, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but that's not not the
Thanks.
focus of the scene. The
Thanks.
focus of the scene is the
Thanks.
interaction
No.
between the French
Thanks.
farmer and
Thanks.
Christoph Waltz.
Thanks.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but the
I think you
main
just
plot
realized
point
how
that's
con-
driving the entire thing, guess
Is
what?
the people hidden
in
beneath
the basement.
In
Yep, thank
the
you.
floorboards. I wouldn't say it's a basement. I would not say it's a basement.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Sorry, I know you're trying to backtrack and you're wrong. Anyways,
Backtrack. What? Okay, whatever. Drake's drastically wrong. All right, what do you got? Who else do you got?
Just a reminder, you're listening to 91.7 The Edge. Next thing I have on my list is Ralph Fiennes from...
Ray Fiennes.
No, Ralph. I like calling him
Ray
Ralph.
Fiennes. That's his name.
From In Bruges.
Oh yeah, I can't do it because he swears too much. He's like, yeah, what's going on?
Don't
eh?"
even do
He's got a
let
big
something
thick Cockney
slip.
accent. I know. I can't do that voice, and I feel like someone's gonna slip. I can't do it.
You could also mention
That movie's just great in general, though.
him in
Harry
Schindler's
Potter,
List.
boring, cliche. Oh, that's what you're gonna say.
Schindler's List, but that dude was based on a real person, so I don't even
Yeah, but
want
that's
to...
definitely a villain.
Yeah, I know, he's awful. But you could say him as Voldemort. That was an incredible performance, an incredible villain.
It is
But I
pretty good.
put in Bruges because that movie's great.
That movie's so good. It's so good.
And he's a great villain.
How underrated. You had your Trinity. Should
Yeah,
be in
that
a
one
little
can join.
The quad,
that one, that's
what's
the
it called?
quartet.
Quartet?
That's the quartet.
Are you sure
yeah.
it goes
I'm
from
positive.
Trinity to quartet? That doesn't sound right.
Well, I'm talking about like in
I know.
choir, you have like a quartet. That's four. It's a
What-
group of
what-
four.
What would a group of three be? It would not be
a trio.
Yeah, but then a
I
trio
said-
to quartet. What would be after Trinity? Instead, it wouldn't be quartet.
I have no idea what would be next. This is totally irrelevant.
Well, does
It
Trinity
would just,
have to wait?
It
Wait,
would
hold
just
on.
be like me. That's what?
Wait, does Trinity necessarily imply three?
Yes, the Holy Trinity, three.
Okay. Then what would
God,
four be?
the Holy Spirit, and Jesus.
Thank you,
What?
Christian Drake. Whatever. That
What are you
was.
saying?
I'm talking about what's the what would it be? What would actually be after Trinity?
I don't know. Is there something after?
I don't
I
know.
think Trinity's a standalone
I think it's the
word.
dumbest conversation we've
Yeah,
ever
I don't know why
had.
you're questioning my word choice.
I wasn't. I was just saying what would the actual thing be?
I can't. Next
whatever.
on my list, I can't go a week without mentioning I Saw the Devil. Just
Oh,
because
you
it
seem
fits
to
every
not be able to do
conversation.
that. You gotta look at the guy's name again.
Jang Kong Chul. That's the character's name. So good.
Good guy.
Such a good villain. No, not a good guy.
No, not
but-
the actor. I'm so sorry. You said the actor's name, and I said good guy.
No, that's the character.
not the serial
That
killer.
was the character.
Character. That's
That
the
was
character's, name?
name.
Oh, what's the actor's name?
The actor's name is
I think we've said it a million times now.
Min Sik Choi.
Oh, that's right. I knew that. Whoops. All right, here's my other one. I know he's on your list too. I got Fletcher, J.K. Simmons in Whiplash.
Yeah.
I would.
That movie's so good.
Thinking about it, I don't know if villain is the word I would choose.
I would
More
say
antagonist. Villain. Yeah, but he's not a villain in the true sense. He's
What's the
antagonist.
True sense?
Someone who is maniacal and sometimes what's the word I'm looking for? What's where you want to kill somebody?
That's nope.
Sometimes
villain does not mean
You're
that
right.
you have to kill
You're right.
somebody.
That's not true. But I would describe him more
villain.
as an antagonist over.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Sort of, but a villain
same...
implies much more darker intent than.
Not necessarily.
I think it does.
Well,
I think villain.
Another wrong opinion on the night.
Wrong opinion.
Riley.
It's an opinion on its own, which therefore does not mean it's wrong. Oh my god.
He's definitely a villain. Come on.
That's
he
fine.
drove the
Whatever.
one kid to
He's on my,
suicide.
You know what's funny? I say
so
that.
he did kill.
But I put him on my
he
own.
Did
I put him on my own stupid list.
He drew the one kid to suicide. He led that kid to suicide. So
I spoiled it for people who haven't seen the movie before.
We're talking about him being a villain, anyways. That gives away nothing.
I know, but I feel like that people knew that, knew that about this movie. Either way, that movie's just it's so good, obviously. But
8.5 on IMDb deserves higher.
I agree with that. All right, you got another one?
Mm-hmm.
I got some more.
Got some water in my mouth, but last one on my list, the two boys from Funny Games. Either the Austrian version or the American version.
Wait. Oh, the one where they're holding them hostage in their own house?
Yes.
That's your choice?
Yeah. What do you mean that's your
Something
choice?
that you and I probably barely remember.
Maybe you barely remember it.
That's what you choose?
Yeah. Because they're fantastic villains. Rewatch it. That movie gives you such a feeling of just dread and despair. And the shot-for-shot remake by the same director, the American version, it's just as good, which does not happen often. But
I did like the remake too. Yeah, I don't think we've seen both. I don't think I've seen.
I think you've only seen the American version.
That sounds right.
You should watch the Austrian version. But
all right, I've kind of put both in two characters here, but they're both from the same trilogy. I have to put Joker, Heath Ledger. Obviously, it's just too easy. It's too easy to do it. But would you hold on before I continue? Did you answer me this? Did you like Jared Leto? Oh my god! I would never put him in the. Hold on. I would never. We all know where he lands, dead last behind. What's the guy from the '60s Batman? I'm forgetting his name. He put makeup over his mustache.
Jack Nicholson when he played the Joker.
That's not in the '60s, Drake.
Well, I haven't seen Batman from the '60s. I have no idea.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm sorry. So I'm talking about who's your favorite, Heath Ledger, or did you enjoy our good pal Joaquin Phoenix?
Drum roll. I prefer Joaquin.
Interesting. I agree. But
there's a couple reasons why.
They're very close to each other.
I think they're even kind of hard to compare.
Because they are different.
Because I think that Heath Ledger was much more comic book. He fit the more comic book feel of the Dark Knight movies.
A more truer version of the Joker. You know what I mean? Not true, but a version closer. Whilst also being
to the
original.
Comic book.
Yes, but he's also very original on his own.
If you put, Joaquin Phoenix Joker in the Dark Knight, I think it would feel out of place. He'd be way too, I don't really know how to describe it.
He'd be too what?
He'd feel out of place.
I just feel like why he might feel out of place is because they don't necessarily portray. Oh, crap! I don't almost feel like I'm spoiling the movie though. Can I say this?
No,
I can't say it.
If you questioning it, spoiling something, don't say it.
Yeah, I won't say it. All right, never mind. It's a point about his character. I won't say it then.
I obviously really like Heath Ledger a lot, but after I got home from...
Thought about it for a while?
After I got home from seeing the Joker the second time, I watched a compilation of Heath Ledger Joker scenes, and I just thought as a whole I liked Joaquin's better, which surprises me because, he's like...
Okay, hold on. I think let's think about it this, because you remember he's not necessarily the Joker for the entire movie. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He kind of
But
molds
when
himself
he was
into it.
in the Joker persona, I still preferred him then.
As a character and as the Joker.
For me personally, it also comes down to the fact that I just thought he was a more interesting character.
I agree.
Like, I enjoyed learning about... You don't really learn much about the Joker's backstory in The Dark Knight.
Normally, 99% of the time, you wouldn't learn anything about.
But I liked that background.
Okay.
I appreciated that background, and I preferred it, personally.
I get you. Another one... the other half of that thing I was putting is Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul.
What?
Ra's al Ghul. From Batman Begins. Liam Neeson.
Oh.
Don't you remember him in...
No.
What?
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Oh my god. Batman Begins is great, and it's unfortunately dwarfed by the other two a little too much. But it's still great, obviously. People know it's great. That's the one... You know what it's about, but I'm saying, like, Liam Neeson, remember he trains him in the League of Shadows?
Yeah, I've seen it.
And he kind of concealed himself, thinking that he wasn't actually Ra's al Ghul, and then you learn later that he was the leader of the League of Shadows. And I don't know, he's so good in that movie. I love Liam Neeson, too. Liam Neeson goes off. Do you have any more?
No.
I have a couple more.
Go for it.
Here's another one. All right, I got Lonzo
Ball, starting point guard for the New Orleans
Lonzo
Pelicans.
Ball. Yep, no, I'm talking about Lonzo from Training Day, the one that Denzel Washington plays.
Yeah.
He plays the detective who's sort of corrupt. Or at least you learn more and more that he's corrupt.
Spoiler alert.
We've spoiled so many movies.
No, we haven't.
Dark Knight, Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises.
When did we spoil Dark Knight?
We talked
what
about
did we
everything.
spoil Dark Knight Rises?
We
haven't even talked about Dark Knight Rises.
You and I saw the devil. I'm sure you
What did we spoil that?
I don't remember, but I feel like something came out.
It didn't.
Oh my god. All right, anyways.
Riley
yes?
likes to spoil things.
No, I don't.
So, yeah, you spoiled...
Don't say it.
I'm going to say it.
You can't say
Remember
it.
when I
People
told
think
you
less of me.
Remember when I told
you
you
it was a long time ago. I was a young lad, okay?
I told Riley
no.
he's been pestering me to watch Breaking Bad.
It was a long time ago.
Okay, I'm going to start it. He tells me the ending. So then I say...
here's the thing. I also don't remember it.
All right, not going to watch it anymore. And guess who didn't watch it?
It's worth
this
the journey.
guy. No, it's not.
It's worth the journey.
Nope. Next time you start a show that you really love, I'm going to look up the ending, and I'm going to tell you, and you're going to start sobbing,
You've been sitting on this, and...
Because do you know how mad you'd be if I did that to you? I swear I would wake up the next day and be murdered. I'd be a corpse if I did that to you.
Yeah, Drake, I'd kill you.
Correct.
Okay. You're
probably
drastically wrong.
Thank you.
Here's the thing. I'm sorry about what I said. Okay? We've talked about this so many times. This is years ago.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I'll forgive you for now, but...
For now?
It's going to come back up sometime.
Oh my god, you're saying anytime you think about it, it's just going to...
Probably.
It's going to raise your anger levels.
Just a reminder, you're listening to 91.7.
Now, I got one more.
Oh no.
It's not that... I don't know why I have this big setup. It's just a normal character. Not a normal character. It's Bill Cutting by Daniel Day-Lewis in Gangs of New York. If you recall Drake, huh? Remember he's got a glass eye?
Yeah, I've seen the film.
Oh, you have?
Too bad that he retired from acting.
Quote unquote.
He did. He's going
to come back for another one. Watch it.
Phantom Thread 2, Revenge of the Thread.
I was going to say, I was going to say Lincoln 2, Ghost at it again.
Oh. Labe Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
That's a good one.
For V2.
V2?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I'm trying to think, what's another movie that he did? What's the one where he played the artist who didn't have any hands? No, he didn't have hands. What was it?
What?
My Left Foot. Yeah, he didn't have two arms. He didn't have either of his arms or one of his legs, and he made paintings with only his left foot. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Don't worry, it's not worth much of your time.
It's a movie that he's in?
Yeah, it's called My Left Foot. Look it up right now. Take a look. See what I'm talking about. At least I think he has lost them. I don't know if he's lost the limbs, but I know he doesn't use them.
He's born with cerebral palsy, so...
Oh.
No, he hasn't lost them. What, you think that he amputated it and then used it like a... That was his
what?
brush? What do you mean he lost it?
I thought he lost his limbs
thought he lost his arms?
And one of his legs. And then he used his left foot, which was the only one left,
No.
to paint.
It's actually ridiculous. He's never been in a bad movie.
Hold on, let's think.
Like, I'm looking at it right now.
What about in the name of the Lord? Wasn't he like in the IRA in that movie, or his character was in the IRA? In the name of the Lord? No, was it in God? No, something God.
I'm looking. Well, let me see him.
In God we trust. No, something trust. No, man, this is hard. Why am I'm just totally blanking on this movie? Now we're just thinking of Daniel Day-Lewis movies.
The Age of Innocence.
Nope, that's not what I'm talking about. Let's see. In the Name of the Father, that's what it is. In the Name of the Father. I know that. I didn't find it, but I remember it now. I don't remember what the movie's even about. And I don't know why I even brought it up, so let's move on.
Like, the worst movie he's been in has like a 5.6, but it's one that like nobody's seen. It has like 621 reviews. He's never been in a bad movie. It's ridiculous. This movie, he plays a traveling dentist.
Okay.
Anyways, I don't know why we're talking about...
I don't know. Well, that's because I brought him up. And therefore, we dragged out a dumb conversation about him. That's what we did.
All right, what's
Who else
next
we
on
got?
our docket? I don't know. I don't have anyone else.
What about any heroes you're a big fan of? What's your favorite superhero?
I don't like
Batman?
superheroes
Really
much,
bad.
but I like Batman quite a bit.
I do like
And the only other one that comes to mind is early Iron Man.
Early?
Yeah, like his
What?
early movies. He started to bother me. Just like...
God,
I know you think it's
you're
okay,
poisonous.
but I really get triggered by Marvel's humor. I don't find it funny at all, and it kind of
I don't always
throws
find it
me
funny.
off with the movies.
Well, a lot of the time,
When I saw Doctor
more
Strange with you-
character-based interactions.
My face was...
You saw that with me?
Yeah, I don't know how you dragged me to it, but my
I don't know how
face
I did that either.
has never been more straight in my life when I was watching that movie.
I think we saw Guardians too. Did we see Guardians too?
Yeah.
And then I think that's the only ones you even like is Guardians and like the first.
I like the
couple
first
Iron Man
two
movies.
Iron Mans.
What about the first Avengers? God, you're so dry.
Thank you.
You're so dull.
Thank you.
Childhood.
You still watch Walking
Mushroom
Dead.
brutal.
Talk about
Okay,
dull.
listen here, folks.
You've
Walking
said like
Dead,
7 times that you're going to stop watching it, and then
I know,
you
but here's
always
the
keep
thing.
watching it.
It got so bad, and for some reason, yes, I continue to watch it. Season, I don't know.
Don't
Season
care.
too many has
Don't-
gotten.
Snoring. I'm snoring.
You're not even letting me say anything about it. That's
It doesn't
impolite.
deserve a conversation.
Fine. Next time you talk about something I don't like, I'm gonna pester you.
You
to death.
already do that, so it'll be
my
I'll be
God.
living.
You know what? I thought about doing Watchmen with just Riley, no Drake. How do you feel now, Drake? Huh?
Okay, you maintaining an hour-long radio show by yourself.
Me talking to myself?
Color me shocked if I see the day that happens.
Oh my God. Well, let's think.
All right, what's coming out next
Let's
weekend?
take a look. Yeah, let's take a look. See.
Nothing. Spoiler alert. Nothing good.
Spoiler alert. Nothing.
It's nothing.
Well, are we surprised by that? No.
Okay, let's see what we got. Gemini Man with a whopping 33 on Metascore. The Addams Family.
We getting tickets for opening night?
Yeah. Addams Family, which I'm not mad about, and
Just kidding.
it's fine. Jexy, that Adam Devine movie.
Wait, can we at least mention that I was completely joking about getting tickets for the Gemini Man movie?
I think they know.
Because it looks so awful.
And then a movie from a different country that I have not heard of called The Sky is Pink, but it has a 4.7.
Okay.
But next weekend is stacked.
No, it's Maleficent.
The Lighthouse
Oh, crap.
and Jojo Rabbit
Oh my gosh. I think we're going to die.
and Zombieland, which
No,
I mean, I'm
who
not like...
cares? Who cares?
But I'll see it just because I like Woody
movie,
Harrelson.
nobody was asking for it. Same with Maleficent. Like, what is wrong with people? Nobody wanted these. God, the Zombieland especially does not look good.
I'm so excited for The Lighthouse. This is the second movie I've been most excited for after The Joker. It has 3 people in the cast.
Oh my God! There's another movie about Bruce Springsteen coming out. Oh, it's just a documentary. Either way, it's still about Bruce Springsteen. There's that other one.
Who cares?
Something the light. You know what I'm talking about? How after Bohemian Rhapsody. No, sorry.
Yeah.
No. The one about the Beatles yesterday.
Yes.
You had another movie about a guy who is obsessed with another singer and sings his songs.
Folks, we've got a very long drought after this.
That's a good description.
After the 18th, I'm going to look for the first movie that interests me. November 8th, Dr. Sleep, but even
Terminator,
that, I'm not
Dark
that
Fate,
interested.
the movie everyone has been asking for. Everyone said, you know what, please remake Terminator again and release it. That's what everyone said. And they're doing it, and I'm excited. Thoughts?
It's so bad. I'm looking at...
It looks awful.
There's nothing...
Movies?
That
what about Irishman?
I'm
Scorsese
going to
movie?
watch it, but I'm not... It's not like...
You know...
I'm on December 13th, and there's not a single thing that's caught my mind.
So the show about Harriet... In the movie about Harriet Tubman looks kind of decent. Did you see the trailer for it?
It looks pretty good.
Okay.
Speaking of trailers that we saw...
Oh, what? Oh, also the Dr. Sleep. It looks okay.
I totally forgot what I was going to talk about.
I'm sorry, did I
There was a
screw it up?
trailer that we saw that I was really excited for. I don't know.
1917?
No.
Charlie's Angels?
In a couple weekends, that Edward Norton movie that looks horrible.
The one where
It's getting good reviews,
the
but
one
the
where he's
trailer
doing a
was
voiceover
horrible.
in the trailer?
Yeah.
God, I hate when trailers do that. It never makes them better. Especially from the actor. The actor doing a voiceover is awful, but then it's also evenly as bad when you have the trailer voice guy. In a world where chaos is rampant.
Listen to this. I could be a trailer voice guy.
Don't hold your hopes because nobody
In
cares.
a world,
Oh God.
it's all dark, but one man.
See,
I could do it. Yeah. What? And then in the trailer, when no one's talking, someone goes, "He's a loose cannon. He's our only hope." That's it. Movies love calling people loose cannons.
Wait. Think about. Oh yeah,
He's got to save the president's daughter.
Yeah.
One man
to
save the president's daughter.
The one guy. He's sort of like the outcast of like the cops of like some agency. Oh, you don't want him.
Sarge, he's a loose cannon.
He's an alcoholic. You don't want him.
You know about his past, and then it cuts black and white.
Last time he got his partner killed.
Him holding his wife, and black and white after a
His
car
wife
accident.
he probably has wife problems.
Past scars that he cannot run.
Scars that you can't see on the outside. What else?
One man must save the president's daughter.
One man.
I'm pretty good
against
at that.
all odds.
I'm kind of impressing myself with this voice.
Here's the thing.
You're
not going to make a career off of it because nobody likes
Dawnbreaker.
Edges.
Dawnbreaker. The Battlefield 4 map turned into a movie. Starts Friday.
We just thought that was a
tickets ahead.
A long time ago when Drake and I played like Battlefield 4 or something. There was a map
Dawnbreaker
called Dawnbreaker, and then I just did like this weird because it sounded so dumb.
Dawnbreaker.
Edge of Survival starts Friday.
I got Playmobil the movie.
That's an old reference you just yanked out of your pocket, there, didn't you?
You like that?
Yeah. I
Dawnbreaker. I'm gonna start talking like this.
That's enough.
The Watchmen with
you.
Drake, the trailer guy.
The trailer guy.
In a world. I'm gonna start a channel like Honest Trailers. I'm gonna start it, but I'll be the guy.
Stop.
In a world.
Oh my God.
One man. Duke Nukem. Tasty.
The game
Kill-tacular.
Wait,
I'll be the Halo.
Call of Duty.
The Halo announcer.
Oh, that's right.
Kill-tacular. Mega kill.
Buzzkill.
kill
Double
streak,
kill.
headshot,
What
plus
are we
50.
doing right now? Is this part of
I'm just
Watchmen?
impressed myself. Well,
my God.
because I'm so sad.
Yeah, it's awful lineup here. Our life,
All right.
our forfeit.
Well, we can cut it 4 minutes short.
All right. Well, guys,
If
I
only
wanna
there was
thank
more to
you
talk about.
for tuning in to the Watchmen with Drake and I.
Thank you for listening. This is 91.7 The Edge Whitewater, and this was the Watchmen Radio Hour.
Thanks, guys.
We're signing out. And
See you
remember,
later.
have a good night.
God.
Thank you.